Good evening and welcome inside FirstEnergy Stadium as we get set for game number 2 of 3 of this weekend's quick series between the Reading Fightin Phils and the Portland Sea Dogs. The Sea Dogs, of course, the AA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. We welcome you into tonight's pregame show. I'm Jake Starr. I'll be joined momentarily by my broadcast partner, Bob McCool. Bob McCool that is very appropriately decked out as it is tribute to Margaritaville night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Special Margaritaville jerseys that the Phils are wearing tonight. And there's a lot of Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett are in store for tonight's game. But before we take a look ahead to tonight's game, let's look back at last night's contest, which was one of the better played games I think the Phils have had this year. It was a 6-3 victory for Reading. They had 4 runs in the 4th. They added 2 more in the 7th. Chuck King gave Reading 5 more solid innings of work. I think the Phils are trying to get a lot of guys work this weekend coming out of the All-Star break. So just 5 for King. Picks up win number 5 of the season as his recent run of dominance continues here for the Fightin Phils. Good day for Paul McIntosh. He had 3 hits. Drove in a couple of runs, also scored 1. Dylan Campbell drove in a run, and Eric Brito had a 2-run single as well in that 4th inning. And then Tommy McCullum, seen him bounce back nicely his last couple of outings after blowing 2 saves the last couple of weeks. Picked up a save on Sunday at Chesapeake and a save again on Friday, this time against the Sea Dogs. So the Fightin Phils tonight. I know it's only a 3-game series, but they're looking to do something that they've only done twice already this year. That is clinch themselves a series win and give themselves a shot at the sweep tomorrow. But, of course, tonight the goal is to just get a win, get yourselves back to 500, and put yourself in position to do all of that moving forward. Kuyo Aoyagi makes the start tonight for the Phils. He's looking to bounce back. Will Crow, who was added to the roster, is expected to follow Aoyagi tonight. And Peyton Tully, Red Sox number 14 overall prospect, gets the ball tonight for the Sea Dogs. Tully's been really good so far with Portland. Just has allowed 3 earned runs over 14 innings pitched. This will be his 4th appearance since being called up from High A Greenville. And this is the first year of Tully's professional career. So he is a fast riser through the Red Sox system. And he'll continue his time in AA tonight right here at FirstEnergy Stadium. But we're going to take a quick break on our pregame show. When we come back, we are joined once again by Fightin's infielder and the PA kid from Sunbury, PA. That is Nick Dunn. Our conversation with Dunn that started last night resumes when we come back on our pregame show after this. Back here on the pregame show on the Fightin Phillies radio network. Some Jimmy Buffett music rings out here at FirstEnergy Stadium, and I know the fans here are certainly enjoying it on this tribute to Margaritaville night. And once again, a big thank you to Nick Dunn, who was our guest on tonight's pregame show. Nick Dunn, of course, the local product. He's in the lineup tonight for the Fightin Phillies, batting fifth and playing second base after a good series down at the Bay Sox last week. So once again, as we await the Fightin Phillies to take the field, I'm Jake Starr, joined alongside my broadcast partner, Bob McCool. Bob, last night was a well-played, clean game for the Phillies. Tonight, you're looking for more of the same, and you're looking for a series victory on this Saturday night.
Yeah, a little mix of good pitching and time of hitting and winning a lot of ball games, and that's what they got last night. Chuck King doing what Chuck King does well. Doesn't blow anybody away, just gets people out. And that's what he did last night for a solid 5 innings, and they got good work out of the bullpen as well. Especially good to see Tommy McCullum lock down the final 5 outs to pick up the save. And Phil's got enough hits and enough spaces, and they took advantage of walks. That was really a big difference in the game. There were four specific walks. They got their 4-run inning, they got 3 hits and 3 walks, and then a big walk in the middle of a 2-run spot as well. And as you said in the pregame show earlier, Paul McIntosh coming up with the big hits last night for the Phils. So timely hitting, good pitching. That'll win you a few ball games.
While we wait the Fightin Phillies to take the field, we'll take a look now at our out-of-town scores. We will start in the Eastern League. Busy night, of course, throughout the entirety of the Eastern League. Top of the 7th, game 1 of a doubleheader between Harrisburg and Richmond. Flying Squirrels on top 8-2. So game 2 will get underway there pretty shortly. Altoona leads Akron 2-1 at People's Natural Gas Field. Chesapeake, or may I say the Oyster Catchers, leading Erie or the Moon Mammoths 2-1. Top half of the 3rd inning. Somerset and Hartford 1-1, top 2. Binghamton and New Hampshire about to get underway, along with Portland and Reading. In the Phillies organization, 1-0. Phillies on top of the Angels in Philly. Iron Pigs scoreless, bottom 1 against Rochester at Coca-Cola Park. Jersey Shore hosting Hudson Valley tonight, about to get underway. And Clearwater leads Lakeland 2-0 at top half of the 3rd. And the Complex League Phillies out of the Complex League at Blue Jays today 4-3. Fightin Phillies have taken the field, led by tonight's starting pitcher Koyo Aoyagi. And that'll conclude tonight's pregame show. We'll step aside one final time. When we come back, Bob McCool's got lineups and first pitch for game number 2 between the Fightin Phillies and the Sea Dogs. And it's all coming up after this here on the Fightin Phillies radio network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium as the Reading Fightin Phillies and the Portland Sea Dogs get set to begin game number 2 of this quick 3-game series after the Fightin Phillies won last night by a score of 6-3. Phillies looking to lock up a series win if they can take care of business tonight. And, of course, game 3 will be the wrap-up tomorrow afternoon. Koyo Aoyagi will get the start for the Fightin Phillies. Peyton Tolley gets the start for the Sea Dogs as Portland runs a left-hander out for the second straight night. And the lineup for the Sea Dogs to face Ioagi, Mikey Romero leads off. He'll be the designated hitter tonight for the Sea Dogs. Had a couple big hits for Portland last night. James Tibbs bats second. He's in right field. Alan Castro, he's in center field tonight, batting third. Zach Earhart, the left fielder, bats in the cleanup spot. The catcher, Ronald Rosario, bats fifth. Tyler Miller in the lineup tonight at first base, batting sixth. Max Ferguson at second base tonight, batting seventh. Marvin Alcantara bats eighth, and he is at shortstop. And Carson Simas bats ninth and at third base. And as I mentioned, that lineup facing right-hander for the Fightin Phils, Koyo Ioagi.
It's the fourth appearance for Ioagi with the Fightin Phils, and 2025 as a whole it's been a struggle for the 31-year-old righty from Japan. He's 0-2, a 10.61 ERA with Reading, 11 earned runs over 9 1/3 innings pitched. He's walked 10, he struck out 8. Control has been an issue, throwing strikes on a little over 50% of his pitches. Opposition hitting .313 against Ioagi. He made his Reading debut June 26 at Richmond, went 4 scoreless, no-hit innings, but since then, July 2nd against Somerset and July 10th against Chesapeake, it's been a tough going for Ioagi, so he'll start tonight. We'll see how long the leash is on Ioagi and kind of where Reading goes from there.
Another sun splash night in baseball town. Game time temperatures at beautiful 79 degrees. Very little wind blowing at all. In fact, the American flag on top of the Renders Event Center is at a standstill right now as Mikey Romero makes his way into the left-handed batter's box. The first 3 batters in the Portland lineup tonight will be facing Ioagi from the left-hand side, including Alan Castro, who bats third and is a switch hitter. Romero hitting at .275 as he settles in the first pitch. Coming in at 6:49 is lifted straight up behind home plate. Caleb Ricketts off with the mask. The catcher, however, will run out of room, and it is strike one to Romero, who had a double and a triple in last night's game. He now has 29 extra base hits on the year, with 17 of them doubles, 8 of them home runs, and 4 triples to go along with his 2 RBI triple last night. He's got 38 RBIs as well. Number 11 prospect in the Boston Red Sox organization. Ioagi comes with his 0-1 pitch. And it's way outside. It's 1-1. Ioagi, that kind of patented Japanese pitcher stop at the top of his windup, and also with a sidearm delivery. And he comes again with that, and this time he catches in the outside corner, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Phillies signed Ioagi back in January, and the Phillies really an organization that's not dipped into the Japanese market that much. Obviously, you look at a team like the Dodgers, who have made big splashes the last couple of years. The Phillies, they're just trying to dip their toes in it, and I mean, look, over the years, you can kind of get more guys coming over from Japan. I think, chance you could get maybe a Yamamoto or a Sasaki at some point down the road.
Romero drives this one into right field, but Leandro Pineda is playing him in a perfect spot as he has to take a couple steps to his left and grab it for out number 1. Rest of the defense for the Fightin Phils behind Ioagi. Cade Fergus is in left field. Dylan Campbell in center, and obviously Leandro Pineda just made that catch is in right field. Felix Reyes is at first base tonight with Nick Dunn at second. Aiden Miller back at shortstop, and Carson DiMartini at third with Caleb Ricketts behind the plate as James Tibbs settles into the batter's box for the Sea Dogs. And the left-handed batter drops the butt as if the bunt pulls it back, and the pitch is outside for a ball. Tibbs 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts, is at .244 with Portland. It's being acquired by the Red Sox in the Rafael Devers trade in the middle of June. 1-0 pitch to him. Is inside, it's 2-0. Tibbs with a couple of doubles, a triple, and only 1 home run so far with Portland after having 13 prior to the trade with Eugene in the Giants organization. One of 4 players that Boston acquired in that deal. 2-0 pitch to him. Is there for a called strike 1. Ioagi comes with a 2-0 curveball. Mentioned that hesitation at the top of his windup. Thought about that when watching the Phillies game in the Phillies series right before the All-Star break when Yu Darvish pitched against the Phils. And he uses that pause at the top of his windup as well. The high leg kick and then the stop of that leg kick. And as he misses again, it's 3 balls and a strike now to Tibbs, who now calls timeout. Tibbs did walk in the first inning last night against Chuck King. 3-1 pitch. Way inside, ball 4. And Tibbs again will draw a first inning walk. And that'll bring up Alan Castro.
Yeah, the walks have been the issue for Ioagi this year. He's walked 4 on 6 different occasions already this season. Walked 4 last week against Chesapeake. And mostly it's arm side, right-handed batter's box he misses. Of course, that last one to Tibbs came in a bit inside to him.
So Castro now bats again, left-handed hitter. Bats from the left, switch hitter batting from the left side. Drives this one, first pitch swinging right to Dylan Campbell. Had to take a couple steps back. No problem for Dylan Campbell, who made a couple of great catches in last night's game. That's about as routine as it gets, and there are 2 out.
Yeah, Ioagi caught a bit of a break there. It was a fastball at 90 right down the middle, and that's where he's gotten himself in trouble. When you're missing command, you're just trying to get one over the plate, and sometimes you get it over a bit too much of the plate, and that's what he did there. But, you know, fortunately, Castro hit it hard, but he hit it towards the deepest part of the park, and you have a pretty good center fielder out there to make the play.
So that brings up the cleanup hitter, Zach Earhart, now with 2 outs, and Tibbs at first base. And Iowagi's first pitch is down low for a ball. Earhart at 238 on the season after an 0 for 4 last night. Does have 13 doubles and 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. Drafted by the Red Sox just last season out of Oklahoma State. Drafted in the 4th round by Boston. 1-0 pitch to the right-handed hitter is way outside. It's 2-0. Began the season at Greenville, the high A affiliate of Boston. Hit .342 in 111 at-bats. That gets him his promotion to Portland. Hasn't yet quite found that level at Double-A. As I said, hitting just .238 so far since the promotion. 2-0 pitch is lifted down the first base line, but slicing foul and onto the first base grandstand. Good crowd expected again tonight after a 7,500 plus last night on the first game back after the All-Star break. Another beautiful night. Mega Blast fireworks to finish off this night. 2 balls and a strike to Earhart. Started and stopped. And does not look like the Phils are going to appeal whether or not he went around. So they'll say it's ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike.
Once again, a dangerous spot here for Ioagi. See if he can hit a spot here. 3-1 the count against Zach Earhart.
Again, James Tibbs, the runner at first base, he walked. Not a real big lead for Tibbs. 3-1 pitch is there for a called strike 2, so he's got the count full now. Tibbs will be off on the pitch. And the 3-2 pitch is way inside, ball 4. So the second walk of the inning. We'll put 2 men on with 2 outs, and it will bring Ronald Rosario to the plate.
Yeah, that one again misses inside to Earhart. That's been that spot. It's been kind of into righties, out the lefties where Ioagi has missed. And the old adage about walks, 2-out walks, leadoff walks, those are the ones that kind of come around to bite you. And Earhart reaches a 2 outs, so you extend the inning, you bring Rosario up. It's only a 207 hitter this year, but you know, anytime you give a team extra life, they're going to make you pay for it. Hopefully Ioagi can avoid that here.
Rosario had a couple hits in last night's game. First pitch to him here is inside for a ball. Rosario serving as the designated hitter in last night's game, behind the plate tonight. One ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitter. Way inside, has to jump out of the way of it. It's 2-0. Same thing as Jake said. Right-hand side, the right-handed hitters. Ball just tails away and in on the hitter, and way inside at that. It's an easy take out of his hand, really, for the batter. 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss.
Center cut sinker at 88 from Ioagi, but Rosario was pretty far out in front of it. So you're back in this count. It's 2-1. Let's see what Iowagi and Ricketts go with here.
Takes a look back at Tibbs at second. And delivers 2-1. And misses inside again. It's 3-1. So prime spot for Rosario here. 2 on, 2 out, 3 balls and a strike to the hitter. And he misses outside, ball 4. So the walks continue to be an issue for Iowagi as he has now walked the bases loaded here in the first.
That'll bring Brad Bergeson out along with the translator for Koyo Iowagi here. I mean, big spot early in this game. You have not come to the plate yet, and the last thing you want is come to bat in the first inning in a 3-run or more deficit. So got Tyler Miller up. He's a 185 hitter. He's a lefty, so we'll see if Iowagi can get him here.
So the conversation on the mound probably has to stem with, is there a pitch that you feel that you can throw for strikes? Don't know what that pitch might be at this point in time and how much he's mixed up his pitches and what all's in the arsenal and whether or not any of them feel like he can throw them for strikes. But now nowhere to go with Miller at the plate, who did not play in last night's game. Went 2 for 12 in the series prior to this one for the Portland Sea Dogs in their series against Hartford before the break. As Jake said, hitting at just 185, but he does have 28 RBIs on the year, and he's in a prime spot here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And the first pitch to left-hand hitter is way up high for a ball. So we'll see how long this goes for Iowagi.
Miller, 204 hitter. We have runners in scoring position this year. 19 of his 28 RBI have come with men in scoring position.
The 1-0 pitch. This is way outside again. It's 2-0. Again, the pitches that he's missing with are an easy take for the batter. They are a ball pretty much out of his hand. So it's 2 balls and no strikes. About to throw his 23rd pitch of this first inning. He gets that one over. That was a curveball that he throws for a strike. You got to think, that's what I'm saying with the conversation on the mound. It had to be, is there a pitch that you feel like you can throw for a strike? Throw it. If he hits it, he hits it. This stage, it's not been pretty. 2-1 pitch. There he goes again. Curveball for a strike.
Do you go 3 in a row here?
Absolutely. Because so far, that's the one right now. We know right now that at least has a feel for it. Might be a strike. Obviously, if you're Tyler Miller, you got to sit on it. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Sometimes this game is not as complicated as you might make it. As Tyler Miller takes it for a called 3rd strike, and that will end the inning for the Sea Dogs in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. When the Fightin Phil's bat in the bottom of the first, we're scoreless. Here's tonight's Fightin Phil's starting lineup presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping. Aiden Miller in his usual spot in the leadoff spot at the shortstop position, followed by Carson DiMartini at third base. Felix Reyes at first base tonight, bats third. Paul McIntosh, the DH again tonight, and is in the cleanup spot for a second straight night with Nick Dunn inserted in the lineup tonight, batting in the 5-hole. And at second base, Dylan Campbell bats 6th in center field. Caleb Ricketts behind the plate is batting 7th. Kate Fergus is in left field tonight, batting 8th. And Leandro Pineda in right field, batting 9th. That lineup facing young left-hander for the Sea Dogs, Peyton Tolley.
4th appearance for Tolley, his 3rd start, and he's been good. 1.93 ERA, does not have any decisions. 3 earned runs over 14 innings, 7 hits. He has struck out 22 over those 14 innings so far.
6'6", 250-pound left-hander, and he delivers the first pitch to Aiden Miller up and in for ball 1.
Between Portland and Greenville this year, 101 strikeouts over 63 and 2/3 innings pitched. It's a 14.3 K per 9 rate.
1-0 pitch is way up and away to Miller. It's 2-0. Miller at 232 on the season. He's hit 9 doubles. He's hit a couple of triples. He's hit 8 home runs and 22 RBIs. Went 0 for 3 in last night's game. Did get on base with a walk. 2-0 pitch. Big swing, no contact. 2 balls and a strike. Tolley drafted by the Red Sox last year in the second round at a TCU. 2-1 pitch to him is fouled straight back as Miller with a good cut there. Fouled it straight back. It's 2-2. Tolley peers in from behind his glove, pitches, and this one a little slow roller back through the box. And the second baseman, Max Ferguson, booted it. So Hayden Miller will be safe at first on a slow roller through the pitcher's mound. And Ferguson just botched it.
Yeah, took a tough hop on the second baseman, Ferguson. We'll see what they roll in. I mean, they need to cover a lot of ground to even get to the baseball. So, still no call quite yet, but nonetheless, though, it's a leadoff base runner for the Fightin' Phillies. It's a matter of whether it's going to be a hit or an error.
Brings Carson DeMartini to the plate. DeMartini 1 for 4 in last night's game with a double, and they have posted it as an error on the second baseman. So Aiden Miller, a leadoff base runner, and obviously you got to keep an eye on him. That has been a staple in his game this year, is his ability on the base paths. He's got a good lead against the left-hander. And the first pitch, DeMartini swings and fouls it straight back and up over the roof of the grandstand. Miller on the season with 34 stolen bases and 40 attempts. Tolley's delivery, fouled again, straight back by DeMartini. They've had a couple of good cuts at Tolley, but they just fouled them straight back. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to DeMartini. He's hitting at 225 on the year. His double last night, his 6th since his call up from Jersey Shore. Has a home run and 7 RBIs. DeMartini, the number 15 prospect in the Phillies organization before the 2025 season began. Miller does take off on this pitch. DeMartini swings at it, pops it straight up behind home plate. Rosario off with a mask, but he run out of room as it lands in the first row of the box seats, just beyond the reach of the catcher. And DeMartini is still alive, and Miller has to come back to first base.
It was the 6th error of the season for Max Ferguson.
So we'll see if Miller's off again. No balls and 2 strikes to count to DeMartini. A swing and a miss as he gets him on the slider. DeMartini comes up empty, and that's out number 1.
I'm sure Miller is going to look for his next opportunity to take off. 34 stolen bases this year. That's the most in the Eastern League, and it's also tied for first in the Phillies minor league system. Oscar Mercado of Lehigh Valley also has 34 swipe bags.
That brings Felix Reyes to the plate. Reyes hit 308 on the season. And the first pitch to him is way outside for a ball. Reyes 1 for 3 last night with a single and also walked so on base twice in 4 plate appearances. Now Padrique, the manager for Phil's coaching at third. Michael Jones with words for Aiden Miller as he takes a very good size lead Peyton Tolley noticed it, and the left-hander does make the move over. I think Miller, for most part right now, is trying to figure out a move. That's the first move he's seen from Tolley. But he's a big dude at 6'6" and 250. Usually the tall guys, the big guys are a little easier to run on, but he is a lefty. Miller off on the pitch, and it's a pitch that's low. Rosario cannot handle it, and Aiden Miller will slide into second base without a problem for a stolen base.
Yeah, but no, got away from the catcher. Rosario will be a stolen base because Miller is off and running on the pitch. So it'll be 35 on the year for Aiden Miller.
What the Phillies would have projected and Aiden Miller would have had in the stolen base category before this season started. I would have thought if you had told him 20, I think they'd have been happy with that. 35 stolen bases for Aiden Miller. We're in the middle of July. It's 2-0, by the way, to Felix Reyes. Swing and a miss as Reyes fooled on the slider out in front of it. It's 2-2. Excuse me, it's 2-1 to Reyes. Aiden Miller takes his lead now off of second. Ferguson, the second baseman, leaning a little bit in, trying to keep him closer. Miller takes off on this pitch. Pitches inside, throw down, gets away, and into left field. Aiden Miller will pick himself up, and he will come across the plate. Oh, they are stopping him. Home plate umpire Jamal Allen is saying, I guess he's saying it was a balk.
No, he's sending Miller back to second.
He say he called time before the pitch? Would have to be. What else would it be? He pointed at his chest. And now he's saying it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Was it a pitch clock violation? Because it was 2 balls and a strike on the hitter. And now he's saying it's 2-2. I don't know what else it could have been. The pitch wasn't a strike. It's 2-2. Let's see what happens. Reyes drives this one straight away to center field. Castro broke in, now breaks back, has room. Miller will tag, and the throw is not in time. Aiden Miller moves up to third base on the fly ball to center field.
Productive out for Reyes, but intrigued to see what the explanation was there.
Again, the home plate umpire, Jamal Allen, stopped Miller as he was coming across home plate, pointed to his chest, which would tell me he was saying it was a timeout call, but then the count went from 2 balls and a strike to Reyes to 2-2. So obviously it was a strike, but the pitch was not a strike. The only thing I can think, there would have been a pitch clock violation on Reyes to give him a strike. So now the runner at third and 2 outs for Paul McIntosh, who had the big game last night with 3 hits, and the first pitch to him is a called strike. McIntosh 3 for 4 with a double and a couple RBIs in last night's game. 0-1 pitch. Swing way out in front of a changeup. Try to slow down his swing in the middle of it. Not so successful, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
McIntosh swinging a good bat right now between last week and now this week. He is 8 for his last 14. 6-game hitting streak, 10-game on base streak.
Up to 293 in total. Miller at third, 2 outs. Line down the first base line, it's a fair ball. Miller will walk in, McIntosh will round first, and he'll head to second base as Tibbs has trouble with it. McIntosh is now headed to third base. There's going to be a throw, and it is not in time. McIntosh avoids the slide. He's safe at third. The Phils lead at 1-0.
Well, Aiden Miller scores anyway. It's probably going to be a double for McIntosh, and then an error on Tibbs is my guess. Even after Tibbs bobbled it, Al Padrica held up the stop sign for Paul McIntosh. He blew right through that. Looked like he may have been a dead duck at third, but he does a great job sliding on the outside part of the bag, and he's safe in there, and the excellent stretch for Paul McIntosh continues.
So the Phils get the run that they thought they had a moment ago, but then McIntosh earns it by getting the RBI, his 24th of the season, his 6th double of the year. And now Nick Dunn will bat with McIntosh at third. And the first pitch to Nick Dunn is over for a called strike.
And it is going to be an error on Tibbs. That's his second.
So 2 errors now in the inning for the Sea Dogs. And no balls and 1 strike to Nick Dunn. Slaps it the other way, and that's going to be through for a base hit. McIntosh will score as Nick Dunn drives in run number 2 for the Phils.
RBI number 3 for Nick Dunn in a Reading uniform. He was pretty good last week, and he starts off on a good note this week. Pokes it right through that 5.5 hole with Al Contreras, the shortstop, shading towards the middle. And the Phillies doing what Portland was unable to do, and that is score runs with guys in scoring position.
So that'll bring Dylan Campbell to the plate now with Dunn at first base and 2 outs. A couple runs across. And the first pitch to Campbell's over for a called strike. Just love the job that Nick Dunn just did right there. That is a beautiful thing. Just slap it right through that hole with a runner at third base and get that run home. Make them pay for the second error in the inning. Now Campbell looking for more. 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss. Swings over the top of a changeup. Actually, no balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Campbell. Now he'll call timeout. So Dunn the runner at first. No balls and 2 strikes to Campbell. That's inside. It's ball one. Caleb Ricketts waits on deck if Campbell can reach. Campbell, the 6th batter in the inning for the Phils. We're in only the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss, and that will do it as Campbell goes down swinging. Second strikeout for Tolley to end the inning, but the Phils do some damage and they take advantage of some mistakes. They put 2 runs across. They did it on 2 hits. There were also 2 errors and 1 man left. We've completed 1. Fightin' Phils 2. Sea Dogs nothing. International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Phillies Fireworks Show during the 2025 season. Head to their store at 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville or visit fireworksrus.com. It's a Saturday night in baseball town. You know what that means. It's Mega Blast Fireworks. And tonight, International Fireworks has their work cut out for them because tonight is going to be the largest fireworks show in stadium history. It's Margaritaville night. Tributes to Jimmy Buffett. Looking around the ballpark, looks like it's a Scott Hunsinger dress-up night. I mean, there's Hawaiian shirts everywhere. It looks like Scott Hunsinger is just everywhere. That's kind of what it looks like. I mean, he's got a Hawaiian shirt on, but it doesn't look anything different for him. I need to ask him, A, how many Hawaiian shirts he owns, and B, do you have a Hawaiian shirt for every occasion? As Koiho Aogi goes back to work and facing Max Ferguson and misses ball 1. I'd love to see the collection, too. Because I remember when Nick Singleton was here, he had a Penn State Hawaiian shirt on. It's like, you got one for everything. 1-0 pitch, down low, it's 2-0. Ferguson 0 for 4 in last night's game, hitting at just 180 on the season. Iowagi, who walked the bases loaded in the first. Ferguson drops a bunt down and fouls it out of play. Very interesting decision there by Ferguson. I get DeMartini's playing back, but you're up 2-0. You're facing a pitcher who has already walked 3 tonight. I don't know. I don't understand it. I've seen a strike before. I mean, I don't have a problem with you trying to drop a bunt down, but I do in that particular count at 2-0. So that gets Aogi back a little bit into the count now at 2-1. And again, misses outside the left-hand hitter, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Fouls that one straight back. Got the cutter there over for a strike. Ferguson fouled it straight back. The count is now full. And the 3-2 pitch. Way inside, ball 4. So walk number 4 is a leadoff base runner for the Sea Dogs here in the second. And I'll bring Marvin Alcantara to the plate. Alcantara had a good night last night for Portland when had 3 hits in 4 plate appearances.
I know you're up 2-0, and it's early in this game, and you don't want to burn your bullpen out, but you just wonder how long the leash is going to be on Iowagi. I mean, 4 walks already through an inning plus.
Alcantara, the right-hand hitter. First pitch to him is on the outside corner for a called strike. Jamal Allen calling the balls and strikes tonight. Nick Mull is at first base. Nobu Yasuta is at the third base umpiring spot, although right now he's behind pitcher's mound at second as the 1-0 0-1 pitch is over for a called strike 2. So he gets ahead of Alcantara. No balls and 2 strikes. Alcantara 224 on the season. 5 extra base hits on the year and 14 RBIs for the shortstop. 0-2 pitch. Way outside, and Alcantara does not chase. Ferguson takes his lead off of first base, not a big lead. The 1-2 pitch. Just misses, it's 2-2.
Yeah, that was a good spot too by Iowagi, but doesn't get the call from the home plate umpire, Jamal Allen.
Iowagi now at 35 pitches for out number 1 here in the second. Swing and a miss, and he gets it. Throw back to first base. The tag just getting back is Ferguson. So Alcantara out on strikes. Second strikeout for Iowagi. 1 down here in the second.
Nice slider from Iowagi. Ferguson, a huge secondary lead off the bag. And Ricketts, maybe if he sees it just a tick earlier, I think a good chance to get him. But I mean, still a good throw and a good tag from Reyes. But Alcantara just able to sneak back in there.
That'll bring Carson Seamus to the plate. Seamus has been up and down between Portland and AAA Worcester, excuse me. There's a diving play by DiMartini. Throw to second for 1. Relay is not in time. Fine play by DiMartini, diving to his left. Gets the force out at second for out number 2.
Great play, goes full extension. Throws it basically from his side. And got great velocity on it. They almost turned 2, but Simmons able to run it out. So that is out number 2. Let's see if Iowagi can get Romero and prevent this inning from elongating any more than it already is.
Romero flew out to right field his first time up. And swings at the first pitch here and fouls it out of play. I feel like swinging at the first pitch by any of the Portland batters right now is a win for Iowagi. Seamus dancing off of first base with 2 outs, and this one a little flare into shallow left field, and DiMartini slides but cannot hold on to it. It's in foul territory. DiMartini took a peek back at Kane Fergus, who was a long way from foul territory, and realized he had to try to make the catch and slid, but ball did not stick in his glove, so it's a foul ball.
Heck of a play from Carson DiMartini, and anywhere he's already flashed the leather once.
So in the meantime, it's no balls and 2 strikes now to Mikey Romero. Romero now heading back to home plate, asks for and gets timeout. So lots of fighting Phils in the bullpen with the sweatshirts off, but nobody up and throwing as of yet. Iowagi's a strike away from getting out of the second inning, but he misses way outside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Phil's wearing their version of the Hawaiian shirts in tonight's game with the white pants, red hats. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mikey Romero, leadoff hitter for the Portland Sea Dogs. 1-2 pitch. Over for a called strike 3, and that will end the inning. Iowagi ends the second inning just like he did the first, striking out the batter looking. His 3rd strikeout, and for Portland in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're through 1.5. It's 2-0. Fightin Phil's on top.
Crazy hot dog vendor is doing his thing. Bob McCool sticking the net out the window, and he took it back just as the hot dog vendor was trying to gear up. But, like has been the theme the last couple of years, nowhere close from the crazy hot dog vendor. Bob, well, I guess we'll try again tomorrow.
We can always try again tomorrow. It is, hot dog day tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow will be a different
And tomorrow
day.
is also National Ice Cream Day. We're giving away an Alec Boehm ice cream t-shirt to kids. Hot dogs and ice cream, great combo right there.
That's America. That's what that is. Caleb Ricketts will lead it off for the Fightin Phils here in a second. He'll lead it 2-0. Ricketts, the left-hand hitter, up against the left-handed pitching of Peyton Tolley. And the first pitch of the second inning is low and away for a ball. Ricketts, one of 4 lefties in the lineup against the left-handed starter. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Comes up a little bit too far out in front of the changeup. Ricketts hit .226 on the season. Went 0 for 3 last night, did draw a walk and came around to score a run. And takes one outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Ricketts to be followed by Cade Fergus and then Leandro Pineda. 7, 8, 9 in the Phil's lineup tonight. 2-1 pitch. Lifted foul and out of play. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Reading bullpen still quiet. Looks like Iowagi is going to come back out for the 3rd. I mean, he definitely looked a bit more settled down. Did walk another batter, but overall looked better in the 2nd than what we saw in the 1st.
2-2 pitch. Ricketts rolls it down the first base line, but foul. Again, out in front of the changeup. Philadelphia Phillies batting in the bottom of the 5th at Citizens Bank Park, trailing the Los Angeles Angels by a 3-1 score. Phils dropped one last night in their return from the All-Star break. New York Mets also losing last night, so the Phils didn't lose any ground, staying in first place in the NL East. Cannot get Ricketts to chase the slider away, and he runs the count full to Caleb Ricketts, leading off the 2nd. Tolley, great strikeouts to walk numbers, 22-3 coming into the game as Ricketts strikes out here. It's his 3rd strikeout tonight. 1 out here in the 2nd inning.
Fastball 93, top of the zone from Tolley. Like Bob said, just the strikeout numbers off the charts. Nearly 14.5 Ks per 9, which is elite level stuff in terms of getting swing and misses.
That'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate, who was 0 for 2 last night. Did drive in a run with a sacrifice fly. First pitch to Fergus is there for a called strike. Started the season at Greenville, and Tolley was really dominant at the high A level. 49 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 79, walked just 14. This one's in the dirt. Fergus started and stopped, lays off. It's 1-1.
Yeah, totally a second-round pick out of TCU last year. Of course, same alma mater as Chuck King. Two of them never crossed paths, though, because Tolley started his pro career with Wichita State in 2022 and 23. And, Bob, you know which member of the Philadelphia Phillies is an alum of Wichita State?
I'm thinking. 1-1 pitch to Ricketts is a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. No, I do not.
He was in the news today for an unfortunate reason.
Bohm?
Alec Bohm.
Oh, that's right.
First-round pick out of Wichita State in 2018.
Yeah, Alec Bohm was put on the IL today with the cracked rib. Fergus drives this one deep to left field. Earhart back, looks up, and says goodbye. Cade Fergus puts one on the deck, and the Fightin' Phils add one on. It's 3-0.
Cade Fergus gets a hanging breaking ball. And they always say, when you hang it, I'll bang it. And that's exactly what Cade Fergus does. It's his team-leading 9th home run of the season, and also ties Otto Kemp with his 14th home run of the year for the most home runs amongst all Phillies minor leaguers. Of course, Kemp has not had a chance to move in that category for the better part of the last month, and hopefully does not have a chance to move at all because he stays up in the big leagues.
And I'll bring in Leandro Pineda to the plate. Home run to number 9, as Jake said, for Fergus on the season. As Pineda hitting at 199 on the season, the 0-1 pitch to him. Swing and a miss, makes it quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Cade Fergus last year, combined between Jersey Shore and Reading, hit 8 home runs. He's got 14 this season. And we are in the middle of July. Leandro Pineda, behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Does not chase this fastball away. It's 1-2. Now that's the good news for Fergus. The strikeout numbers have been really high for Fergus in 2025, but the power numbers have been staggering in comparison. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pineda. Swing and a miss. As Pineda goes down swinging for strikeout number 4 for Peyton Tolley. 2 outs here in the second. That'll swing the lineup around for Aiden Miller, who got the Phils started in the top half, the bottom half of the first inning by getting on base on an error. Came around to score run number 1. Mixed in a stolen base along the way. And the first pitch to Miller is a swing and a miss. Change up that Miller chases.
Miller fooled on that first pitch changeup. I think he was thinking fastball and ended up on that down on a knee after swinging the bat.
So Tolley back with his 0-1 pitch, and Miller again cannot time up the changeup. Tolley going to that changeup a lot here in this second inning, and he's got 2 strikeouts, and he's got 2 strikes now on Aiden Miller. By the way, the home run surrendered by Tolley. It's only his second, I believe, of the season. 0-2 pitch. That's in the dirt. That's the second with Portland.
With Portland,
that is for
yes.
Tolley. Correct. Made 10 starts for Greenville before his call-up. 1-2 pitch to Aiden Miller. Rips this one down the third base line, but hooked it foul.
Gave up 6 home runs with Greenville, so 7 total entering tonight. So the Fergus long ball is the 8th that Tolley has surrendered this year.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes it remains to Aiden Miller as they have to wait for Zach Earhart, who had to run the ball down in the corner, get back in position in left field. He's back. Miller back in the box. And that one's in the dirt. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So as I said, Aiden Miller stole second base for his 35th. We got a clarification on the stolen base attempt that the catcher Ronald Rosario threw in the left field. That actually was interference between the catcher and the umpire. 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. It's 3-2. And so that's why Miller was sent back to second base with Paul McIntosh at the plate, who ultimately made it irrelevant with a double down the right field line that played it Aiden Miller. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Drives this one into left field. Earhart back. He's got room in front of the warning track will make the catch for the third and final out of the second inning. But the Phils add on the Fergus home run. 1 run on that 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We have completed 2, and it's 3-0. Fightin Phils on top. I want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here in Baseball Town. Go Fightin Phils. Drink more Pepsi as we head to the top half of the third inning. This inning brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, outside of Lebanon. 3-0. Fightin Phils on top as Portland bats here in the top of the third inning. Koyo Aogi back out there for his third inning of work. He has not yet given up a hit in this ballgame, but he has walked 4. And James Tibbs, being one of those 4, leads off here for Portland. And he takes the first pitch for a ball 1 down low. Aoyagi walked the bases loaded in the first and got out of it as Tibbs lifts this one into shallow center field. Dylan Campbell will race to his right and in a few steps for out number 1. So 3 walks in the first for Aoyagi, and then walked the leadoff man in the second. But ultimately was able to get out of that without any further problems. Got the next 3 batters. And now 4 in a row after Tibbs flies out to center field, and that brings Alan Castro to the plate. He flew out to center field his first time up. Switch hitter batting left, and the first pitch to him is there for a called strike 1. A 1 pitch is way outside to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Castro just 22 years of age. He's also going into this season the number 22 prospect for the Red Sox, signed by Boston as an international free agent for the Dominican Republic in 2019. 1-1 pitch to the switch hitter. Swinging him foul tip, and it's 1-2. Spent most of last season in Greenville, 95 games, hit .243 with 14 home runs before a late season call up to Portland. Played the final 28 games of the season last year with the Sea Dogs. Having a solid season in 2025 at .286 on the year. 1-2 pitch to him is fouled straight back. He's got 8 doubles. He's got 7 home runs and 26 RBIs. Phil's bullpen is still quiet. Aoyagi at 47 pitches to this point. And Castro started, and he did not stop as they appeal. And third base umpire Nobu Yasudo says he does go around, and that is strike 3. And the 4th strikeout for Aoyagi. 2 outs here in the third. So that'll bring Zach Earhart to the plate. Earhart walked in the first. This one back through the middle, right at the second baseman, Nick Dunn. And he'll throw it to first base in time for the third and final out of the third inning. Portland goes in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning here in Baseball Town. Fightins lead it 3-0. Bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Fightin' Phils here in the third inning. They lead it 3-0. Carson DiMartini, Felix Reyes, and Paul McIntosh represent that 2, 3, and 4. And talking about Peyton Tolley, as Jake said, he played his college baseball at Texas Christian University and just drafted last year. And it can't help but think about what the Philadelphia Phillies did last weekend in their draft, with 9 of the first 10 players drafted by the Phillies last week were pitchers, and college pitchers at that. So the Phils went heavy on the pitchers, and it continued beyond that first 10 picks as well. But a ton of new arms in the Phillies system now, as DiMartini lists this one foul out of play. Of course, the most notable was the number 1 draft pick, Gage Wood, out of the University of Arkansas, who pitched a no-hitter in the College World Series. A 1 pitch, DiMartini lays off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. DiMartini struck out against Tolley his first time up. Lefty on lefty matchup, 1-1. Again, tries to get him to chase outside. It's 2-1. Tolley a little frustrated with himself, kicking at the mound. Not happy with the way he landed that front foot on the delivery. Right back 2-1. DiMartini, heavy cut, but comes up foul. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Those left-handed hitters have had a couple of good cuts at DiMartini, but have nothing more than a foul ball to show for it. And back 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on the slider. Strikeout number 5 for Tolley. That'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate. Reyes flew out to center field his first time up. And that one's in the dirt. It's 1 ball and no strikes. So Portland started a lefty last night in Dalton Rogers, starting Tolley a lefty tonight, and scheduled to start a lefty again tomorrow in Connolly early. Reyes down the third base line, diving stop by Seamus, up and throws a 1-hopper in time to take extra bases away from Felix Reyes. Fine play by Carson Seamus at third base.
What a play. Full extension right on that third base line. 1 hops a strike to first. Miller digs it up. And Reyes probably saying, dang, came so close to a double right there, but tip of the cap to Carson Seamus.
Yeah, Felix Reyes walks to second base, and that gets by Seamus and into the corner. That's Paul McIntosh, who doubled his first time up, now stands at the plate. And the first pitch to him is a swing and a miss. Can't time up the slider. McIntosh slapped a double down the right field line to drive in Aiden Miller. the game's first run, then came around to score the second run himself on a base hit from Nick Dunn. And 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Phils. Portland helped the cause with a couple of errors in that first inning. 1-1 pitch. Dribbler out in front of the plate, down the first base line, and a flip to the bag is in time as the catcher Rosario underhand flipped and beats Paul McIntosh to the bag for the 3rd and final out of the 3rd inning. Phils end up going in order in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 3 complete, 3-0. Fightin Phils on top. Three 0 lead, the Reading Fightin Phils on top of the Portland Sea Dogs. And to take over play-by-play, my broadcast partner, Jake Starr.
Thank you very much, Bob McCool. Top half of the 4th inning, 3-0 Fightin Phils on top of the Sea Dogs. And a reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to Burke's Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center. So Koyo Aoyagi is back out for inning number 4 of work. And it'll be 5, 6, and 7 of the Fightin Phils lineup due up here in the inning. Ronald Rosario leads things off for the Sea Dogs. And Aoyagi fires his 50th pitch of the night home. And it's a bit outside and low for a ball. It's 1-0. Looks like Gunnar Mayer was stretching in the Phils bullpen, but he is not throwing it yet.
I think that was a bluff. He was on the mound and then walked off of it.
1-0 home, misses down. 2 balls, no strikes to Rosario. 207 hitter. Worked a walk his first time up. One of 4 walks that have been issued by Aoyagi tonight. He's also struck out 4 Sea Dogs hitters. 2-0 home. Gets the outside corner, 2-1. Curveball from Aoyagi. Don't think Rosario loved that call from home plate umpire Jamal Allen. Asked him where that one was. Two 2-1 pitch. It's outside. 3 balls and a strike to Rosario. 63rd game of the year for Rosario, 22-year-old. Has hits over his last 3 games. 3-1 pitch to the catcher. He'll take it outside, ball 4. So that'll be the 5th walk tonight issued by Aoyagi. That sets a new season high for the righty arm. And that'll bring Tyler Miller, the left-handed hitting first baseman, in the plate. Got to think this is probably the last inning of work for Aoyagi. He hasn't gone more than 4 in a game this season. Last time he went 4 was his first start with Reading against Richmond back on June the 26th. Miller in from the left side. First pitch home is bit outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Little surprised that there's not anybody actually warming up as of yet for Reading. Just feel like he's walking a tightrope here with the base on balls.
Long look in. Aoyagi fires home and misses again down. 2 balls and no strikes. Fightin Phils looking to turn 2. Miller at short, shaded towards the middle, in about a couple of steps. Dunn straight up at second, but in. Reyes holds the runner at first. DeMartini plays in the hole at the left side of the infield. Pitch shown. That one's over for a called strike. It's 2-1.
There it goes back to the curveball. I mean, it's almost, we kind of went through that in the first inning. It seems like when he's struggling a little bit or he loses sight of the strike zone, he comes back to that curveball to kind of regain the strike zone.
Fires home. Swung on, ground ball, charging Dunn at second. Field spins, fires a second for one. Miller's relayed to first in time. That's a 4-6-3 double play. Dunn to Miller to Reyes. 2 outs here in the inning, and that'll bring Max Ferguson to the plate.
Guess what? It was a curveball. Again, you can overthink this game, and there's a lot of numbers, and they throw a lot of different things at you in terms of spin rate and everything. But it starts with getting the ball over the plate. And if you can't do that, not much good can happen. And if you can find the ball over the plate, sometimes they're going to hit it at somebody, and that's exactly what he got. He got the thing he needed most, which is a ground ball right at Nick Dunn.
Max Ferguson, the batter. First pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Just a huge double play. Eliminates that leadoff walk of Ronald Rosario. Sea Dogs yet to have a hit tonight through 3 2/3 innings of work from Koyo Aoyagi. Have had the 5 base runners, though, via walk. 0-1 at the knees, 0-2. So it could be the final inning tonight for Aoyagi. He's at 61 pitches overall. The 31-year-old right-hander out of Japan comes set from the middle of the rubber. This sidewinder will freeze the top, fire home, and it's swung on, grounded to the right side. To his left goes the second baseman. Dunn fields it and sets himself in the outfield grass, fires the first in time. And that will retire the side in the 4th. So, all in all, no runs, no hits, and nobody left on base for the Sea Dogs here in the frame. We're through 4 on to the 5th. Fightin' Phil still on top. It's 3-0. Klein is proud to be the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Klein Transportation gets the our Phils to all the road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to kleintransportation.com. But it's a couple of weeks off for the bus drivers over at Klein. All-Star break last week. They're running home for 9 straight. Game 2 of 9 at home tonight. And we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Fightin' Phils on top of the Sea Dogs 3-0. Peyton Tolley's back out for inning number 4 work. And it'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the R Phils here in the frame. Nick Dunn, the first, that'll face the lefty Tolley. And the first pitch to Dunn, and somehow, some way, it does not hit Nick Dunn. It was way inside. Kind of just turned his way out of the way of it. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball at 91 from Tolley. Dunn a single and a run driven in. His only at bat tonight. And the 1-0, he swings and he rolls one over towards second. Charging is Ferguson, gobbles it up on a couple of hops. He's flipped the first in time. That's out number 1. So Dunn retired. That'll bring Dylan Campbell to the plate for the R Phils. Campbell 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. He struck out swinging back in the 1st inning. First pitch shown to the righty. He'll take it low and away. It's 1-0. Campbell hits in his last 2. That came after a very quiet spell where he was hitless over 6 in a row during the series at Chesapeake last week. Finally got a hit Sunday. Added another one last night. And the 1-0 swings to a slider. It's 1-1. 1 for 4 in total last night. Struck out once. Also drove in a run. 190 overall for Dylan Campbell since his promotion from High A Jersey Shore. Tully fires the 1-1. And Campbell will take it down low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Reading bullpen is quiet. So it looks like Ioagi will get the 5th and a chance to exceed his season high of 4 innings pitch. And it appears the Sea Dogs do have a lefty up and throwing in their bullpen. 2-1 gets the inside corner. It's 2-2. Tully at 61 pitches. He's got up to 90 this year, but through 64 last time out, 53 in the outing before that. 2-2, and that's down. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It is Tully's first pro season. And entering play today, 63 2/3 innings pitched. So maybe the Red Sox are starting to be a little cautious on just managing the innings for the 22-year-old. And the next pitch to Campbell's outside. That's ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Dylan Campbell. That's the first one issued tonight by Peyton Tully, and that'll bring Caleb Ricketts to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, he's had very good control with the exception of the home run to Ferguson. I mean, the 2 runs in the first inning for the Phillies, Tully's defense didn't help him out a whole lot. I mean, 2 errors in the inning and probably changes the complexion of that inning around completely. The really only mistake he's made to this point in time was the home run to Ferguson. Ricketts
in from the left side, first pitch home. And that's swung on, lifted into the air towards shallow left. Air hard over towards the line and in. And the left fielder in the foul territory makes the catch. That's out number 2. And that'll bring Cade Fergus to the plate, who hit the home run earlier on in tonight's game.
He's been really hard. He's been very difficult on the lefties, with the exception of the base hit by Dunn, and that was just good hitting by Nick Dunn, slapping a ground ball between short and third for a base hit that scored a run. But otherwise, he's made the lefties very much off balance and a lot of weak swings.
And they have Campbell picked off, throw to first, then they go to second, and Campbell's in, not in time, so it's a 1-3-6 pickoff of Dylan Campbell. And that'll retire the side here in the 4th. No runs for Reading, no hits, and nobody left on base. We have played 4 full on in the 5th. Reading still on top. It's 3-0. Top half of the 5th inning. It's time for today's Fightin' Phil's Alumni Report, presented by our friends over at Deer Country. Last night, Lehigh Valley did fall to Rochester, but Gabe Moser struck out 9 over 5 2/3 innings pitched, and Gabe Gorinkonis Jr. also drove in a pair of runs for the Iron Pigs in the loss. So that was our Alumni Report today, presented by our friends over at Deer Country. We go to the top half of the 5th inning. Fightin' Phil still on top, 3-0. Koyo Ioagi is back out for his 5th inning of work. 4 innings so far, yet to give up a hit. He has walked 5, but Reading does have some bullpen action. I believe it's Gunnar Mayer who's up and throwing.
Gunnar Mayer up in the Phil's bullpen. David Sandlin up in the Portland bullpen.
First pitch home to Marvin Alcantara. Takes that for a ball. It's 1-0. David Sandlin has made 15 appearances this year, 12 of them starts, so might just be trying to get Sandlin some work here as he's not in the rotation this weekend. Next pitch out, Contreras, a ball. It's 1-1. Sandlin was not in the initial rotation for the first 5 games out of the break, set by Chad Epperson and the Sea Dogs coaching staff. 2-0, swung on, ground ball short. 2-hopper from Miller, fields it head high, fires the first in time. That's out number 1, and that'll bring Carson Seamus to the plate.
Well, again, lots of ground balls over the course of the last couple innings from Ioagi, as he has settled down despite the 5 walks to this point in time. Haven't been a whole lot of balls hit hard against him.
64 pitches for Ioagi tonight. We said it's the 5 walks. Of course, that's the number that stands out, but 4 strikeouts, no hits allowed. First pitch to Seamus. He'll take it for a strike. It's 0-1. Change up top of the zone from Ioagi. Seamus, a 204 hitter. 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded into a fielder's choice. 0-1 pitch is a bit down. 1-1. Seamus had a hit taken away from him as Carson DiMartini made a fantastic diving stop at third. They got just the lead runner, but still something you'll take. A big reason why the Sea Dogs have no hits yet tonight. 1-1 is down towards the feet of Seamus. 2 balls, 1 strike. Also 9 games with AAA Worcester for Seamus at 258, double 4 walks. Added to the Sea Dogs roster on June the 3rd. The 2-1 is in sight. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Seamus. Gunnar Mayer, David Sandlin continue to throw in their respective bullpens, so it's a good chance that Peyton Tolley's night is also going to come to an end. And the 3-1 pitch home from Ioagi is swung on, lifted into the air towards right. Pineda doesn't move at first, then he takes a couple of steps back, makes the catch. And that is out number 2. And that'll bring Mikey Romero to the plate here for the Sea Dogs. Third time up for Romero. Now Padrique appears content in his perch in the first base dugout, so it does not look like Iowagi's day is going to come to an end. I'm sure if they could not get Mayer in right here, they would take that. Will Crow also expected to throw tonight. First pitch to Romero, misses outside. It's a ball and no strikes.
Yeah, you wonder if Mayer was up as a just in case he got in trouble, and not wanting Crow to come into
a dirty inning.
A dirty inning, and that if that be the case, bringing Mayer in.
1-0 pitch home. Romero will take it outside. It's 2-0.
And to kind of further emphasize that, Mayer's not throwing with as much intensity, kind of standing around a little bit. Now, still continue to throw, but either he's ready and warmed up, or he might not be coming in at all.
2-0, swung on, popped up. It'll go out of play foul behind home plate. And a great catch by a fan. Had the glove, and he didn't even move. Literally stood in the seat.
Had him played perfect.
Yeah, was sat in the seat, put the glove up, and just made the catch. That looked as routine as it gets.
It's good scouting. That's what that is.
2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Romero. 2 outs here, top 5. Running on top 3-0. Pitch home is inside. Nearly hit Romero. 3-0, just like the Nick Dunn one.
Exactly. I don't know how that did not hit him. I thought he was going to get him right in the hands.
So hitters count here to Mikey Romero, 3-1. Lefty bat, dug in left side. Sea Dogs wear their red jerseys for the 2nd night in a row. Gray pants on the road. And here's the 3-1 pitch home. Swung on, line drive, left center field gap. Fergus over, and he'll race it down and make the catch. And that will retire the side here in the 5th. So 3rd straight inning, 1, 2, 3. The Sea Dogs go down, no runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. We played 5. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Reading still on top, 3-0. This inning is presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. So, bottom half of the fifth inning, Fightin Phil still on top 3-0. There's a new pitcher in for Portland out of the Alvernia University bullpen. It is the right-handed arm, David Sandlin.
Well, as Jake said, he's predominantly been a starter. He's made 12 starts. This is just his 4th appearance out of the bullpen. 5-4 with a 3.87 earned run average. In 74 and a third innings pitched, he's given up just 64 hits, 81 strikeouts. He has, however, walked 25, and he has also given up 7 home runs.
So Cade Fergus leads things off. He was at the plate when Campbell got picked off last inning. And the first pitch to Cade Fergus is a strike. It's 0-1. So Gunnar Mayer was throwing. He does not appear to be throwing anymore. Maybe we'll see if he is going to come in for the 6th. So throw a little bit with an out or 2 in this inning. 0-1 to Fergus is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-2. Fergus, a solo home run, his first time up tonight in the 2nd. Was his team-leading 9th home run with Reading this season. And ties Otto Kemp with his 14th home run for the most in the Phillies minor league system. 0-2 is bit upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The night for Peyton Tolley, 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. A walk and 5 strikeouts. Of course, the 1 earned was the guy at the plate.
1-2, Fergus swings and he fouls it. Ground ball left field line. And the count will stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, 2 runs in the first inning, both unearned. A couple of errors for the Sea Dogs in that frame. One that allowed Miller to reach, and then one that allowed McIntosh to get from 2nd to 3rd. Of course, if Miller was recorded, you play the inning back, it would have been a 1-2-3 inning. So for Reading, you'll take it. You got that 3-0 cushion right now. And the 1-2 to Fergus. He swings and he fouls it. Out of play to the right side. It'll stay a ball and 2 strikes. Strong week last week for Fergus. He was 5 for 12. He doubled homer, drove in 4, which all came on a grand slam home run last Thursday. Next pitch to Fergus. He swings and he pops it up towards shallow right. Ferguson, his second baseman, is back onto the outfield grass. He'll make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Leandro Pineda to the plate for the R-Phils. With that, Gunnar Mayer was going to resume throwing. And the pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Leandro Pineda 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. Pitch home. And he swings and he grounds it. First base, couple of hops for Tyler Miller. He'll take it to the bag himself. And that is out number 2. And that'll bring Aiden Miller and the top of the R-Phils line up to the plate. So Aiden Miller digs in from the right side. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Reading on top of the Sea Dogs. 3 runs, 3 hits for the R-Phils so far tonight. No errors. Portland, no runs, no hits, and 2 errors. Miller swings the first offering from Sandlin. Pops it up, foul territory, into the first base side as Miller will make the catch, and that'll retire the side in a very quick 5th inning. So our Phils down in order. We played 5 on to the 6th. Reading still on top. It's 3-0. Top half of the 6th inning. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located conveniently between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown. In Sinking Spring, Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. So, top half of the 6th, 3-0 our score. New pitcher is in for Reading, and it'll be Gunnar Mayer.
25th appearance for the right-hander. He is 2-3 with a 4.31 earned run average. In 31 and a third innings pitched, he's given up 23 hits. 35 strikeouts he has, walked 21. He's also surrendered 5 home runs.
So it'll be 2-3-4 due up here for the Sea Dogs. James Tibbs will be the first that Gunnar Mayer will face. And the first pitch to Tibbs is a bit outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Well, Kyle Schwarber just hit a grand slam. I just saw that notification pop up.
I knew the bases were loaded.
1-0 is outside. 2 balls, no strikes here to Tibbs.
It's my understanding you can only hit a grand slam if the bases are loaded, so that would put 2 and 2 together, or in this case, 1 and 4.
Yeah, true, true. So Phillies take a 7-4 lead, bottom 6 over the Angels. 2-0, and that is a bit outside. 3 balls, no strikes here to James Tibbs.
You would not believe what happened to Otto Kemp in that inning.
Got hit by a pitch. We saw that quite a bit last year.
It's happened to him quite a bit this year, too.
3-0 is a bit outside, ball 4.
Wasn't he hit 4 times in a game when he was with the
Iron Pigs? Franchise record. So Tibbs walks. First one issued tonight by Mayer. It's the 6th overall for Reading pitching. And I guess that allows us to close the line now on Koyo Aoyagi, which, I mean, look, if you're looking at the results, very strong outing tonight. 5 innings, no runs, no hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, and Aoyagi has himself in line for the win.
I mean, obviously the first inning was flirting with disaster with 3 of those 5 walks.
First pitch to Castro, swings and misses 0-1, but just 2 walks over the last 4.
Absolutely.
That's a lot. That's pretty respectable.
Correct. Wiped one of them out with a double play. Ended up working his way through, really with no real damage the rest of the way.
0-1 Castro, swinging and miss. It's 0-2. Got him out in front of a changeup.
And if you look at it, I mean, there was really, one great play by DeMartini to take away a hit. There was not a whole lot of solid contact for Portland at all. A lot of soft outs.
The hardest one was the line drive to left center.
To Fergus at the end
the
of
last
the
batter faced from a Romero.
Correct.
Alan Castro 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown out to center. He's also struck out. Gunnar Mayer comes set at the bell. Tall righty from Walnut Creek, California. Fires the 0-2 home. It's swung on and it's popped up. Foul territory, third base side. DeMartini's full out sprint towards the fence, but it'll land foul in the 67 club, and it'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. Sea Dogs bullpen looks quiet. Looks like Sandlin, which would expect, and then probably
you would think Portland wants to get several innings for him,
stay out there for a bit. I mean, he is a starter by trade.
Right.
0-2. Hit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Castro, as we said, 0 for 2 tonight. He's hitting .283 on the year. Does have 7 home runs. He's driven in 26. Pitch home. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. First strikeout for Mayer tonight. 5th in total for Reading pitching. And that'll bring Zach Earhart to the plate here for the Sea Dogs. Zach Earhart digs in from the right side. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He's walked and he's grounded out the second. Here's the pitch. Inside, almost hit Earhart. No balls and 1 strike. Next pitch home. Misses a bit inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Zach Earhart. .237 hitter on the year. You got Tibbs on first. He's 2 for 3 in stolen bases since being acquired by the Red Sox. Next pitch swung on, line drive, caught by Dunn at second, throw to first. Actually hit off of a sliding Tibbs back into first. It goes towards the side wall, but Tibbs will stay put. So it'll be out number 2, line drive to second, and that'll bring Ronald Rosario to the plate.
Yeah, line drive right at Dunn. Probably should not have bothered to make the throw because Tibbs really didn't have a chance to get that far off the base. And a fortunate play there for the Phils as it hit Tibbs. I think it got him in the elbow. And it went all the way off the facing of the dugout suite. Unfortunately, by the time Tibbs could kind of figure out where everything was, there was no chance for him to get up and move to second.
First pitch to Rosario. He swings and he fouls it down the left field line. It's 0-1. Now ball's 1 strike, 2 outs here in the inning to Ronald Rosario. Pitch home, swing and a ground ball through the hole. Left side base hit, so that'll be the first hit of the night for the Sea Dogs. I can close off my Fightin' Phil's media guide as I was about to look up the last combined no-hitter. So there goes the no-hitter. And it puts men on first and second, 2 outs here for Tyler Miller.
Well, 5 2/3 is a pretty good run.
You'll take it.
Yep.
So Miller comes up. He's 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the inning. 3-0, Fightin' Phil's on top of the Sea Dogs in the 6th. Pitch home, bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes here to Miller.
And it's all said and done. This is a really big spot here for Gunnar Mayer because with all of this that has gone on tonight, it's still only a 3-0 game, and Miller stands at the plate representing the tying run. A big spot here for Gunnar Mayer.
Miller 183, 204 with runners in scoring position this year. In total, he's driven in 28. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
Really good changeup there. He had him way out in front.
Infield back. They shade to the right side with the lefty bat up. Pitch home. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Another nice slider there from Gunnar Mayer. Miller struck out. He's grounded into a double play. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Man on first and second. Mayer comes, set at the belt. Runners each get their lead. And the pitch. Swung on into the air towards right. Not deep. Pineda to his left. Right fielder tracks in. Camps under it. Makes the catch. And that'll retire the side here in the 6th. Well, the no-hitter is over. The shutout is still intact. No runs for the Sea Dogs on 1 hit. 2 men left on base. We will head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Reading 3, Portland nothing. This day in baseball town history is presented by Body Zone Sports and Wellness, the official workout facility of the Phils. July 19th, 2014. At Reading, the Fightin' Phils sweep a doubleheader from New Britain, 1-0 and 3-2, to win back-to-back games for the first time since June 14th to 15th. Ryan O'Sullivan goes 6 innings, 3 hits, and 3 strikeouts, and the late Miguel Alfredo Gonzalez fires 1 inning to combine on the Game 1 shutout. So 3-0 Reading leads, bottom of the 6th. David Salen's back out for inning at number 2 of work. And I'll get 2, 3, and 4 here of the Reading lineup, starting with Carson DiMartini. He'll dig in from the left-handed batter's box, and the first pitch home is a ball. It's 1-0.
And Will Crow now begins to loosen up in the Fightin Phil's bullpen. So it looks like 1 inning and done for Gunnar Mayer.
Next pitch to DiMartini. He'll take it a bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes. DiMartini 0 for 2. Couple of strikeouts in tonight's ball game. Pitch home. He swings, hits it in the air well towards right. Tip starts in, goes back. He's at the track, at the wall. He's up against the wall, and he'll make the catch just in front of that countryside fuel sign. And that is out number 1. DiMartini gave it a ride, 363 feet, but he had to go about 368. So that is out number 1. That'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate.
DiMartini has yet to hit a home run here in Reading, but he has taken right fielders to the wall on more than one occasion.
Pitch to Reyes, and I'll take that one at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1.
And several times where DiMartini has hit it oh so close to getting his first home run here at FirstEnergy Stadium. His lone home run coming on the road.
Next pitch to Reyes, misses down, 1-1. DiMartini hit his first AA home run on the road at Somerset a couple of weeks back. Next pitch to Reyes, he swings and he fouls it back. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Felix Reyes, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Had a hit in last night's ball game, had a double taken away from him by Seamus at third. 1-2, Reyes swings and he cues it, foul, first base side. Another beautiful night here in Baseball Town. Great crowd on hand, sun setting. Very comfortable, 80 degrees tonight. 1-2, Reyes swings and another hard hit ground ball. This time though, right to Seamus at third. He'll scoop it up, fire to first in time. That's out number 2. And that'll bring Paul McIntosh, the catcher, to the plate.
A lot easier play this time for Seamus than the last time Reyes was there when he took extra base hits away from him. A great diving stop down the line, but this one much more routine.
So McIntosh in from the right side. His hot streak continued with an RBI double and a run scored back in the first. 1 for 2 in total. First pitch, he swings and he pops it up. Fly ball, foul territory, right side, and the first baseman, Miller, slides, can't make the catch. By the warning track in front of the Arfield's dugout. Rosario, the catcher, I don't think either one really ever caught it off.
No, I think that was part of it. I think Rosario was waiting for Miller to call him off because it's an easier play for the first baseman because he's coming in. Rosario's running away from home plate, plus obviously with the first baseman mid versus a catcher's mid. It should have been the first baseman's ball, but Miller just seemed to be hesitant for a moment. I don't know if he expected Rosario to take it. That hesitancy ultimately gives McIntosh a free shot here.
0-1 to McIntosh, swinging another foul ball. 0-2 the count. So yeah, second life here for Paul McIntosh, who now has hits in his last 7. He's reached over his last 11. Both those marks are season highs for him. And the 0-2. Swung on and fouled straight back. It'll stay no balls and 2 strikes. Showed it McIntosh reached. Nick Dunn waits on deck. Heat an RBI single back in the first. Nick Dunn was our guest on our pregame show the last couple of nights. And here's the 0-2. McIntosh takes it in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fightin Phillies tonight wearing their Margaritaville jerseys. Very hard to describe them because they are basically every which color. Just imagine a lightly colored Hawaiian shirt that they're pairing with white pants. The 1-2 misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McIntosh. Catcher's up to 297 on the season. Hitting 500 over that 6-game hitting streak. Takes the 2-2 outside. Count goes full now to McIntosh. 2 outs, bottom 6. Reading on top 3-0 over Portland. Sandlin fires and McIntosh.
It almost got Nick
Foul
Dunn.
ball off the knob of the bat, and it's shot towards the on-deck circle. Looks like Nick Dunn is okay.
Yeah, it hit off the railing in front of the dugout, but Nick Dunn was just beside that railing in front of the dugout, and it had a duck out of the way of it.
Full count, payoff pitch. McIntosh swings and he pops it up. Another chance for Miller, foul territory, first base side, and this time he'll make the catch just in front of the Savage dugout suite. And that'll retire the side here in the 6th. So 3 up, 3 down for Reading. 7 straight retired by Portland pitching. We will head to the 7th, 2/3 of the way home from Baseball Town. Reading 3, Portland nothing. Top of the 7th inning is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more. So top of the 7th, 3-0 Reading on top. New pitcher is in out of the Alvernia University Golden Wells bullpen. And Bob, it's the right-handed arm, Will Crow.
Crow making his return now from Lehigh Valley and just activated for the Phils before tonight's game after pitching for Reading earlier this season. Now back with the Reading Fightin Phils.
So Max Ferguson, 7-8-9 due up here for the Sea Dogs here. They trail at 3-0, 9 outs to work with for Chad Epperson's squad. And the first pitch from Crow's over for a strike. It's 0-1. Strong season as a starter for Will Crow here in Reading. Does have a win, picked that up back in Harrisburg last month. The 0-1 is at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-2.
5 games with the Fightin Phils, 4 of them starts. He's 2-1 with a 1.59 earned run average in 17 innings, giving up just 5 hits along the way.
Really, his only poor outing was his Reading debut, which actually came at Portland back in May. 0-2 is down, 1 ball, 2 strikes. But really, since then with Reading, it's been pretty smooth sailing. I know he's had some struggles with Lehigh Valley. 0-2 and 11.57 earned run average with the Iron Pigs. 1-2. A check swing, and they'll say no swing, which probably is a good thing for Reading because that ball went very much towards the dugout. That would have been a tough play to make. Should that have been a strike 3. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Max Ferguson. 0 for 1 tonight. He has walked and he has grounded out to second. Just 1 hit tonight for Portland. Came on a single from Rosario last inning. And Crows 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And in front of a changeup at 85 was Ferguson. First strikeout for Crows. 6 in total tonight for Reading pitching. And that'll bring Marvin Alcantara to the plate. And while he walks up, we'll close the line on Gunnar Mayer. When an inning gave up 1 hit, no runs. Did walk 1 and strike out a Sea Dogs hitter. I mean, you really just factor out that first inning from Ioagi, and it's been a strong effort collectively by the Reading staff tonight. First pitch to Alcantara is down for a ball.
And you combine that with what they did in last night's game, just going back and looking at last night's box score, and they win it 6-3, but they struck out 9. They walked just 2, and that was Chuck King walking 2 batters through his 5 innings of work that was really not an impact.
Pitch home with a check swing from Alcantara. Doesn't matter, though, because home plate umpire Jamal Allen said it was a strike. And a cutter at 88 from Will Crow. So it's a ball and a strike here for the right-handed hitting shortstop, who's 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Stands slightly open, rests about on his right shoulder. The pitch to him is a cutter a bit outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So Reading looking to win their 3rd straight game tonight. They can hold on. The 2-1 is grounded towards third. DeMartini to his left field, sets himself and rifles a throw across the diamond in time. That's out number 2.
Yeah, he waited and got himself the big hop on that second bounce, or the third bounce really, for DeMartini. And by the time that happened, knew he had plenty of time. And he's got a strong arm at third base. He's so much more comfortable at third when he had to play shortstop for the extended period of time with Aiden Miller being out of the lineup for better part of a week plus. You could see that there just wasn't the same level of comfort that DeMartini has. Even though he's played shortstop, he just seems like he's so much more comfortable at third base.
So Carson Seamus up 2 outs, top of the 7th. And Will Crow's first pitch home is down for a ball. It's 1-0. So if Crow lasts the rest of this game and Reading comes out on top without surrendering a lead, it'll be a 9-out save for Will Crow. 1-0 from the righty, and it's swung on, grounded third, but foul. Chad Epperson, scooping on a couple of hops in the third base coach's box.
It'd also be a great night for the bullpen. If Crow does indeed work himself through 3 innings here, and you essentially get 3 pitchers out of it, with Mayer only going 1 inning. I mean, it saves a lot of bullets in the revolver for tomorrow.
1-1 pitch, bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Griff McGarry is scheduled to go for Reading tomorrow. Slated to go up against lefty Connolly early for the Sea Dogs in tomorrow's series finale. Our Phils looking to get a win tonight, get a series victory, and give themselves a shot at a sweep tomorrow. 2-1 is down, 3 balls and 1 strike. It has been a while since Reading has swept the series.
I was just thinking that when you were saying earlier about our last combined no-hitter, and then you said that about sweeping. I'm thinking, all right, well, let's look up that one. Because I can tell you it hasn't happened in the last 3 seasons.
3 balls, 1 strike. The count here to Carson Seamus. Pitch home on the outside corner. It's 3-2 to the righty bat. So last time Reading swept the series, it was a 3-game series.
Yeah, I was going to say.
August 2nd to the 4th, 2019 against Altoona.
Wow.
3-2 is swung on and fouled. It stays 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, again, you don't have a whole lot of
chances.
Right, because of the 6-game series anymore. It makes it really difficult to sweep a series, but there are some 3-game series mixed in over the course of the season. So obviously the chances of doing it are somewhat limited. But
payoff pitch. Swung on, ground ball right to the second baseman, Nick Dunn. He fields it, takes a couple of hops, fires the first in time, and that'll retire the side in the 7th. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on base for the Sea Dogs. We will head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's stretch time here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Reading on top, it's 3-0. Bottom half of the 7th inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. If you or a loved one been injured, get justice. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. So Reading still on top of the Sea Dogs 3-0 in this Game 2 of a 3-game set between Reading and Portland. David Sandlin's back out for another inning of work, and it'll be 5, 6, 7 due up for the Phillies here in the frame. Nick Dunn will lead things off for Reading. Dunn, the native of Sunbury, PA, a couple of hours north of here, kind of up towards where Bucknell University is. Williamsport, of course. So not too far from here. First pitch to Nick Dunn. Takes that down for a ball. It's 1-0. Dunn, who told us yesterday in our pregame interview that he took a trip went back home for the All-Star break. Let's pitch a strike. It's 1-1. I'm sure the travel logistics probably a lot easier than they were, even last year when he was in Memphis or wherever else he was around the country throughout his career. 1-1. Dunn swings and he pokes one. Shallow left. Back goes Alcantara. He'll track it down and make the catch. And that is out number 1. That'll bring the center fielder Dylan Campbell to the plate here for the Phillies. Still on top, 3-0. As Dylan Campbell dings on in from the right-handed batter's box. Slightly open stance for him. 0 for 1 in tonight's game. And the first pitch will take it for a strike. It's 0-1. Campbell a strikeout and a walk so far. He walked back in the 4th. And was picked off by Peyton Tolley trying to get the second. 0-1, misses a bit outside. It's a ball and a strike to Dylan Campbell. Campbell, 23 years old, just turned 23 a couple of weeks ago. First year in the Phillies system, the 1-1. Waves and whiffs through it. It's 1-2. Started the year with high A Jersey Shore. Kind of scuffled out of the gate, but really picked things up in June. Earned himself a promotion to Reading. June the 24th, he was called up right at the start of the second half. And the 1-2. Misses a bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We were talking about Will Crow and maybe trying to carry the torch to the end of this game for the Fightins. I think Sandlin right now looking like he's in that same position for Portland.
2-2. Down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Dylan Campbell.
Right now, he's cruised through the first 2 1/3 batters 2 1/3 innings that he's pitched, and obviously, as we talked about before, he's got starter innings in him.
3-2 misses down low. That's ball 4. So it's the first walk and the first base runner that David Sandlin has allowed. It's actually the first running base runner since Dylan Campbell walked in the 4th inning. So it was 9 straight retired by Tolley and Sandlin. Reading has not had a hit since the Kate Fergus home run way back in the 2nd inning. So that'll bring Caleb Ricketts up. Big lead for Campbell. First pitch to Ricketts. He swings and he grounds it towards second. Ferguson backs up on it. Spins, fires a second for 1. Relay to first from Alcantara's late. So Ricketts digs that one out. Campbell out at second on what will be a 4-6 fielder's choice. And that'll bring the left fielder Kate Fergus to the plate.
Yeah, the momentum for Ferguson was carrying him into right field. He had to spin all the way around to make the throw, and it just gives Ricketts that much more time to leg it out and keep himself from ending the inning.
So Ferguson from the right side, 2 outs here in the 7th. First pitch home is a curveball in for a called strike. It's 0-1. As we said, Fergus, the 3rd and final hit that Reading has had so far in tonight's ballgame. It was a solo home run back in the 2nd off of Peyton Tolley. 9th of the season for Fergus. 0-1 swings on a line drive foul past Al Patrique in the third base coach's box.
Yeah, at that point in time, you kind of felt like you're in a little bit of a cruise spot. 3-0, and it's only 1 out in the 2nd inning. And then the offense just stopped. Credit to Tolley, credit to Sandlin to kind of shut it down from that spot forward.
And of course, credit to the Reading pitching and defense
Absolutely.
For keeping the advantage where it's at.
Correct.
So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Cade Fergus. Caleb Ricketts leads off first, and Sandlin will step off and get time.
I mean, there was really only that one moment for Portland after the 1st inning when Gunnar Mayer walked Tibbs to lead off the 6th, and then the Rosario single. They had 1st and 2nd and the tying run at the plate.
0-2, Fergus chases a pitch in the dirt. He'll head to first, so to first is in time. So a strikeout and a put out 2-3 by the Sea Dogs, and that will retire the side in the 7th. So no runs, no hits. One man left for the Fightin' Phils here in the 7th. What of the 8th? Reading still holding on to a 3-0 advantage. Top half of the 8th inning, 3-0. Fightin' Phils on top of the Sea Dogs. And to take over in the play-by-play and bring us home and try and get us a victory here, it's my broadcast partner, Bob McCool.
All right, thanks very much, Jake. Will Crow back to work in this 8th inning. He'll face the top of the order, and Mikey Romero, James Tibbs, and Alan Castro. Why Missing Family Restaurant and Bakery offers 2 great dining options, a menu with locally sourced delicious choices, and a buffet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't miss their homemade bakery items, including challah bread, danishes, cupcakes, and a variety of cakes, pies, and donuts. Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery, and owner Oz Chaudhry, proud 2025 Fightin' Phils team feed partners. No runs, a hit, 2 errors for the Sea Dogs. 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Fightins, as Romero leads it off against Crow here in the 8th. And a swing and a miss for Romero, who's 0 for 3 so far on the night. Going to get 275 when his game began after 2 hits in last night's game. Crow in his 2nd inning of work, winds and delivers. 0-1 pitch, fisted down the third base line. DeMartini can't get a glove on it. Going to roll in the shallow left field. Romero, big turn at first, and that's as far as he goes. Even if DeMartini does stop it, he was not going to throw out Romero. A little cue shot off the end of the bat for Mikey Romero, and he'll get himself a base hit. So he leads off the 8th inning with the Sea Dogs' 2nd hit of the night, and I'll bring James Tibbs to the plate. Tibbs has been on base twice tonight, both by way of walks. He also flew out to center field in between those 2 walks. Not a real big lead for Romero off of first, and the first pitch to Tibbs is low and inside for a ball. Romero's only stolen 4 bases in 6 attempts on the season. 1 ball, no strike to count. Crow's pitch just misses outside. It's 2-0. Philadelphia Phillies batting in the bottom of the 7th inning. Excuse me, bottom of the 8th inning at Citizens Bank Park. They lead the Los Angeles Angels 7-5. Kyle Schwarber with the grand slam, the big blow for the Phils. 2-0 pitch there for a called strike. As Crow rediscovers the strike zone. Fastball at 92 on the lower half. And it's 2 balls and 1 strikes to James Tibbs, who's 0 for 5 in the series, but now has been on base 3 times by way of walks in the series, with his 2 more walks tonight. 2-1 pitch from Crow. Off-speed pitch is outside. It's 3-1. Crow mad at himself. Looked like that ball even kind of slipped out of his hands a little bit. And he's got Tibbs now in a great spot at hitter's count at 3-1. Runner at first, nobody out. Swing and a miss. Came back with a fastball. Just barely knee-high and maybe a little bit below the strike zone, but Tibbs chased it and missed it, so it's 3-2. Three-two pitch. Tibbs just reaches and slaps at it, keeps it alive on a foul ball. So we'll try it again on 3 balls and 2 strikes. The left-hand hitting James Tibbs. Swing and a miss, strike 3, pulled the string on the changeup, and Tibbs goes down swinging. Strikeout number 2 for Will Crow, out number 1 here in the 8th. And I'll bring Alan Castro to the plate. Castro's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a fly out to center field. 3 plate appearances. He's now 1 for 7 in the series. Sea Dogs with 9 hits in last night's game, just 2 so far tonight. Romero had the second hit on first base, and the first pitch to Castro is down low for a ball. Crow came right back with the changeup that he got Tibbs out on a strikeout. Comes up low on that one, so it's 1 ball and no strikes to Alan Castro. This one driven into center field. Campbell going back. He's got room and he'll make the catch before the warning track. Castro hit it well, but pretty much right at Dylan Campbell in right center field for out number 2. And I'll bring up Zach Earhart. Earhart 0 for 2 in the ball game. He did also walk back in the first inning. Again, Koyo Aoyagi started for the Fightin Phils. Walked the bases loaded in the first inning, got out of it. And Earhart was walk number 2 in that inning. He also grounded out the second, hit a line drive right at Nick Dunn. So a couple balls right at the second baseman in his last 2 plate appearances. Big cut there for Earhart. He fouls it straight back, and Crow gets ahead, no balls and a strike. So Romero at first now with 2 outs in the inning. And Crow ahead of Zach Earhart, no balls and a strike. Earhart now 0 for 6 in the series. Oh, 1 pitch. Drives this one straight up, shallow right field. Pineda is there. He'll wait for it to come down. He'll make the catch, and that'll do it for the Sea Dogs here in the 8th. They can't get any more than the Romero leadoff single. No runs on that 1 hit, no errors, and that man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Phil's looking for some insurance. They lead it 3-0. David Sandlin back out to work for the Sea Dogs here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And as we said, going to break, Fightin Phil's looking for some insurance. They'll have Leandro Pineda in the top of the order, and Aiden Miller and Carson DiMartini due up here in this bottom of the 8th inning.
Brenning's got Andrew Beck towed up and throwing, so it looks like he might get the 9th inning here. And see if Reading's 9-1-2 due up can get some insurance runs. They do not have a hit since the 2nd inning, but they're up 3-0.
Pineda 0 for 2, and now he's 1 for 3 as he leads it off with a line drive into right field for a base hit. First pitch swinging, and Leandro Pineda gets himself a leadoff single here in the 8th.
Yeah, didn't get all of it on the barrel, but got enough of it and lifted it enough over the head of the second baseman Ferguson. And just like that, snaps a pretty long spell with that hit for Reading. And now let's see if the top of the order can do some damage.
Aiden Miller 0 for 3 on the night. Did get on base by way of an error in the first inning. Came around to score the Phil's first run. And the first pitch to Aiden Miller is up high for a ball. Take a look at our Fightin' Phil's team leaders presented by Pennsylvania Army National Guard. You look at the strikeout column on the pitching side of things, and that belongs to Gene Cabrera, who's having himself a really solid season for Reading in 2025 at 85 strikeouts, and he's done that in 90 and 2/3 innings. He's 4-4 with a 3.47 earned run average on the season. 2 balls and no strikes now to Aiden Miller with Pineda at first base and nobody out. That's there for a called strike 1. It's 2-1 to Miller. Griff McGarry gets the start tomorrow for Reading against left-hander Connolly early for Portland. And a big cut there for Miller. He went for it all and fouled it straight back to the backstop. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Phil's, of course, with Monday off, and then they'll stay home and they'll welcome the Binghamton Rumble Ponies for 6 games beginning on Tuesday. And don't forget, Tuesday's first pitch is at 12 noon. 2-2 pitch. Runner takes off, and Miller fouls it out of play. Pineda will have to come back to first.
Let's make sure you don't forget it's a 12 noon first pitch.
I did. I realized it over the weekend. I actually was trying to set something up and set something up for 12 o'clock on Tuesday. I thought, you know what? Check my phone first. Realized, you know what? I can't do that. Let's make it Thursday instead. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Aiden Miller. Drills it straight to center field. Castro back, still going back, leaps and makes the catch up against the fence. Pineda has to scamper back to first base. Alan Castro take an extra base hit away from Aiden Miller.
Yeah, Miller was kind of just standing there between first and second, staring into the distance, and I think he was thinking to himself, man, I barreled one up and couldn't get it down, and it's a great play by Castro. You just saw the replay on our MILB TV or Valley Live feed. And, I mean, look, if you're Miller, you just got to say, hey, barreled one up, hit it well. Guy in center just made a good play.
That brings up Carson DiMartini. DiMartini 0 for 3 on the night. Couple of strikeouts and a deep fly ball, but this one's grounded into right field for a base hit. Pineda will take a turn and stay put as Tibbs gets it back into the infield quickly. So a base hit for Carson DiMartini. Phil's with 2 on now and 1 out. And here comes Felix Reyes to the plate. Reyes quiet so far tonight, 0 for 3. Did have a hit taken away from him by the third baseman, Carson Seamus. A great diving stop down the third baseline. So Pineda at second, DiMartini at first, 1 out. Phil's with a 3-0 lead and looking for more. Reyes takes one up and in, ball 1. Reyes, 8 home runs on the year, 22 RBIs. Lifts this one shallow right field down the first base line. Miller going back into foul territory. He'll make the catch, and everybody has to stay put. So Reyes out on the foul out. And now the baton gets passed to Paul McIntosh. McIntosh had a good series. He had 3 hits in last night's game. RBI double in the first. So 4 for 7 so far in the series for Paul McIntosh, and a big spot for him here. 2 on, 2 out. First pitch there for a called strike 1. Outfield for Portland plays pretty deep. If you compare him to what we saw from Somerset's outfield, it's extraordinarily deep, because Somerset was as shallow as any outfield ever saw. 0-1 pitch, slaps it towards short. Alcantara will make the throw across the diamond to first in plenty of time, and that'll do it for the Phils. So they cannot cash the insurance policy. No runs on a couple hits, no errors, and they leave 2. We're through 8. 3-0 Fightin' Phil's with the lead. When we come back and Ready Fight Phil's Radio Network, it's winning time in Baseball Town. Well, we head to the ninth inning, and the Vernon University Golden Wolves call the bullpen to get the save is the right-hander Andrew Bechtold.
Bechtold looking for a second save in 3 appearances. He is 0-3, a 4.03 ERA. 31 hits allowed over 29 innings pitched. Has allowed 2 home runs, 18 walks, 37 strikeouts, and will face 5, 6, and 7 of the lineup for the Sea Dogs as Reading looks for its 3rd shutout win of the year.
Tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium, 6,852. Thanks to our friends at PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. So after 7,500 plus last night, 6,800 plus tonight. And the series will finish tomorrow. Again, 5:15 is first pitch, Phils and Sea Dogs. And kids get themselves an Alec Bohm ice cream t-shirt as a giveaway item for tomorrow. As Jake said, Ronald Rosario will lead it off for the Sea Dogs here in the ninth inning. He's been on base all 3 times tonight, a couple of walks and a single. And that's what he's looking to do here as Portland looking for some base runners, down 3-0. First pitch, swings and fouls it out of play. Bechtold, the 29-year-old right-hander. Originally played his high school baseball at Garnet Valley High School in suburban Philadelphia. Drafted by the Minnesota Twins back in 2017 out of Chipola Junior College in Florida. And his 1-0 pitch is, or his 0-1 pitch, excuse me, is outside for a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Rosario. And that's over for a called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. So it's a righty and then 2 lefties due up against Bechtold here in this ninth inning. Now Rosario calls time. Now Ricketts also calling time. Caleb Ricketts taking the mask off and walked away from home plate for a moment. Not sure if something may have gotten in his eye. But now both Ricketts back in position. Rosario back in the box, and the 1-2 pitch from Bechtold. Lifted foul and straight back and out of play. It stays 1-2. Bechtold working from the stretch. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Could not catch up with the fastball that shows 99 on the radar gun. And Rosario strikes out for out number 1 here in the ninth. So some high cheese from Andrew Bechtold gets out number 1. I'll bring up Tyler Miller, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Strikeout, double play ground ball, and a fly out to right field in 3 plate appearances for Miller, who did not play in last night's game. First pitch, swing and a foul tip. No balls and a strike. Infield plays Miller to pull. Outfield slightly around the other way for the left-hand hitter. A 0-1 pitch misses down and low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch is also down and low, pretty much the same spot. It's 2 balls and a strike. Philadelphia Phillies game has gone final. Phillies win that one 9-5. Bryce Harper adding a 2-run home run in the bottom half of the 8th inning to go along with Kyle Schwarber's grand slam. Swing and a miss here, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Miller. So Schwarber hits his 32nd. Harper with his 3rd home run since the All-Star break, his 13th of the year. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Tyler Miller. Beats this one foul towards the Phil's dugout. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Phillies and Angels now even in that series, 1 game apiece. And Game 3 will be tomorrow afternoon. You can hear that one on our flagship WEU 8:30 a.m. in Reading. 1:35 is first pitch for the Phils and Angels. 2-2 pitch. Fouls another one out of play to stay alive. Ranger Suarez getting the start tomorrow for the Phils. What an unbelievable run that Ranger Suarez has been on for the Philadelphia Phillies. Former Reading Fightin Phil, now 7-3 on the season in 2025. 2-2 pitch coming from Bechtel. This one down in the third base line and again out of play. So right now Tyler Miller making Andrew Bechtel work, fouling pitches away. Now another foul ball, this time down the first base line. So Miller spreading the foul balls all around the place, down the first base line, down the third base line, and straight back behind into the grandstand as well. By the way, the New York Mets lost their game again today. They lose to the Cincinnati Reds for the second straight day, 5-2. So that gives the Phils now a 1.5 lead in the National League East with their win and the Mets loss. Good news on both fronts. 2-2 pitch. Again. Oh, he just missed. Everybody just kind of froze for a moment. I guess it was either low or I guess it was away or maybe a little bit of both. Ricketts held it for a while. Bechtel just kind of stared in for a moment. But instead it's 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Tyler Miller. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets him anyhow. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Bechtel to start the 9th inning. So the Phils out away now of taking Game 2 in this series, and in so doing wrapping up a clinching of this series in this little 3-game first series back after the All-Star break. It's all up now to Max Ferguson for the Sea Dogs. He's 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch to him is there for a called strike 1. So Bechtel filling up the strike zone right now. Ferguson just kept himself alive for a while, or excuse me, Miller just kept himself alive for a while with foul balls before eventually Bechtel was able to get him. Now it's no balls and a strike to Ferguson. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So now the Sea Dogs down to their final strike. 6,852 here at FirstEnergy Stadium, rising to their feet and imploring Andrew Bechtel to get the final out. He winds, he delivers. And it's over for a called strike 3. Bechtel strikes out the side. For the Sea Dogs in the 9th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. The Reading Fightin Phils with the shutout victory in Game 2 of this series. They win it by a score of 3-0. We'll take a timeout back on the Reading Fightin Phils Radio Network with our White Star Travel postgame show right after this. Tonight's postgame show was presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Well, a very solid performance tonight by the Phils on the pitching side of things. As they take care of business tonight, they win it by a final score of 3-0, holding the Sea Dogs to just 2 hits on the night. The Phils did walk of quite a few batters, mainly by the starter, Koyo Ayoagi, but he was able to work through a lot of trouble throughout the night, and especially in the first inning. But from that point forward, turned things over. Gunnar Mayer, Will Crow, and then Andrew Bechtold finishing off the job for the Reading Fightin' Phils tonight. And they take the ball game, and they have clinched themselves a series win as well in this, again, short 3-game series as they take the first 2 with the final game tomorrow afternoon here at 5:15 with the Phils and the Sea Dogs. We're going to take a timeout. We get back in the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network. We'll go through the scoring in this one and wrap up a win for the Fightin' Phils right after this. Welcome back to our White Star Travel postgame show on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network, where the Reading Phils take care of business tonight against the Portland Sea Dogs by a final score of 3-0. Let's tell you a little bit about how all of this unfolded. The matchup tonight, left-hander, young lefty, just drafted last year by the Boston Red Sox, Peyton Tolley, getting the start for Portland, and Koyo Ayoagi getting the start for the Reading Fightin' Phils. And it did not look good at the start. Ayoagi running into some control problems in the first inning, ultimately walked the bases loaded, was able to get out of it with a strikeout of Tyler Miller to end the first inning, and then the Phils capitalized of some mistakes made by Portland in the bottom half of the first inning. Aiden Miller got it started with by getting on base, leading off with on an error by the second baseman Max Ferguson. Miller then stole second base's 35th steal of the season. And after a strikeout to Carson D. Martinez, Felix Reyes was at the plate. Miller broke for third and looked like he had the base stolen. The throw from the catcher, Ronald Rosario, got by the third baseman, Carson Seamus, and into left field. Aiden Miller got up to score, but the home plate umpire, Jamal Allen, stopped everything and sent Miller back to second base and ruled that he had interfered with the catcher, Rosario. So that ultimately froze the play, and Miller had to go back to second, and then Reyes flew out to flew out to center field with Miller at second base. But Paul McIntosh all made it go away with a double down the right field line. That allowed Miller to come home with the run and put the Phils on the board for McIntosh's 6th double of the season, his 24th RBI of the year. And on the play, the right fielder James Tibbs had struggled with the ball down the line, which allowed McIntosh to go to third base. And then Nick Dunn at the plate slapped one through the left side of the infield for a base hit. His third RBI with the Phils, and McIntosh scores to make it a 2-0 game. And then in the second inning, the Phils added on. Cade Fergus drives one deep to left field off of Peyton Tolley onto the Seidel Auto Group deck in left field for his 9th home run of the season, his 22nd RBI of the year. And the Phils were on top by a score of 3-0 and looking like, all right, we're in good shape here in this ball game. And thankfully, because of the pitching, they were. Because to the credit of Peyton Tolley and then eventually David Sandlin, Phils were not able to generate a whole lot more offense throughout the rest of the night as Tolley went 4 innings and then Sandlin came on in relief. And again, Sandlin has been a starter for the Sea Dogs, so he came on with the intention of trying to give them a little bit of bulk relief, and he did. He did a great job. He pitched 4 innings. He gave up just 2 hits, and those 2 hits came in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Fightin' Phils. But Ioagi settled down, ended up going 5 innings, did not give up a hit, and obviously no runs as well. He did walk 5, but he struck out 4. Then Gunnar Mayer pitched a pretty clean 6th inning, gave up just a hit and a walk, and then struck out the final batter to end the inning and the threat for the Sea Dogs in the 6th inning. Will Crow came on to pitch the 7th and the 8th, and then Andrew Bechtold came on to pitch the 9th, and what a job Andrew Bechtold did as he struck out Ronald Rosario, Tyler Miller, and Max Ferguson to lock up the win and get the save for the Fightin' Phils. And so for the numbers in this one, for the victorious Reading Fightin' Phils, 3 runs on 5 hits. They did not commit an error, and they left just 4 men on base. For the Sea Dogs, no runs on 2 hits. They committed 2 errors, and both of them in that first inning to help the cause for the Phils, and they left 7 men on base. Koyo Ioagi gets the win. He is now 1-2. Peyton Tolley takes the loss. He is 0-1. And Andrew Bechtold, with that excellent job in the 9th inning, gets the save, his 2nd. Tonight's game played in front of 6,852 here at FirstEnergy Stadium and played in a very crisp and clean 2 hours and 14 minutes. Good pitching, shutting things down for the Portland Sea Dogs. Great job by the Phils, and in reality, good pitching by the Sea Dogs as well. Tolley, a hard luck loser. He gave up 3 runs in the game, but 2 of them were unearned runs back in that first inning. His defense didn't help him out a whole lot. But good pitching in the end, and a little bit better pitching for the Phils, and a couple of timely hits again, as they did on Friday. And the Phils end up winning the first 2 games of this series. They took the series opener Friday night 6-3. They come back and win the second game by a score of 3-0, and that sets up tomorrow's game. Again, 5:15 for the series finale for the Phils and the Sea Dogs. Griff McGarry will get the start for the Phils, and left-hander again. 3 straight lefties in the starting rotation for the Sea Dogs in this series. Connolly Early will get the start for Portland. Again, 5:15 is first pitch here at FirstEnergy Stadium. And as always, our pregame show here on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network will begin 15 minutes before that first pitch at 5 o'clock. So for the Phils with the win, they are now improved to 10-10. The long-awaited 500 mark in the season for the Reading Fightin' Phils. They get to 10-10 now in the second half. Overall in the season, they are 35-52, but right now that's what matters, the 10-10 in the second half. Portland falls to 7-13 overall on the second half. They are 41-46 overall on the year. So the Phils win the second, and we'll go for the sweep tomorrow. Jake mentioned it earlier. The last time the Phils swept a series was back in 2019. They'll try for that tomorrow here at 5:15 at FirstEnergy Stadium. So that'll do it for our broadcast. Thanks to Nick Dunn, Jake's pregame show guest, and that'll end for us here on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network as well. Don't forget, Philadelphia Phillies with their win tonight over the Los Angeles Angels by a score of 9-5. They will go and try and take the series tomorrow against the Angels. That's at 1:35 on our flagship WEU 8:30 a.m. in Reading. You can hear it. Ranger Suarez again getting the start for the Phils against the Angels at 1:35 tomorrow night. We'll be back at it with our game again. 5:15 is first pitch here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Again, all kids tomorrow get a Alec Bohm ice cream T-shirt as the giveaway item tomorrow. And then the Phils with a day off on Monday, back at it again with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies coming into town on Tuesday. And that is a 12 noon first pitch on Tuesday. And Binghamton will be here right up and through Sunday as well on that 6-game series. This game is over with tonight. For my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening. The Reading Fightin' Phils with the win. They beat the Portland Sea Dogs tonight by a final score of 3-0. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you do it again tomorrow night. 5 o'clock is our pregame show, 5:15 first pitch here at FirstEnergy Stadium. And as always, instead, we'd really love to see you right here at FirstEnergy Stadium watching baseball in Baseball Town. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have yourselves a great night.